Rain soaked through Sable's torn jacket completely. Her bruised hands shook with fear and cold. 3 days since escaping her kidnapper successfully, the strange city felt darker than ever. Brennan watched from his kitchen window quietly tonight. A young woman stumbled near his front steps. His 5-year-old son, Ethan, tugged his shirt. "Daddy, the lady looks really scared outside." The room for rent sign swayed in wind. Since losing his engineering job last year, Brennan struggled supporting Ethan alone after his wife's death. But something about her terror touched his heart. He opened the front door without hesitation. "Miss, you cannot stay out here tonight," Brennan said gently, his voice carrying protective warmth. Sable looked up with frightened green eyes. "Please, I need somewhere safe to hide." Her voice cracked with exhaustion and fear. Brennan noticed her expensive shoes despite torn clothes. Something terrible had clearly happened to her, but his heart recognized desperation needing shelter. "Come inside before you get sicker tonight," he offered, stepping aside protectively. Ethan peeked around his father's legs curiously. "Hi, scared lady. I am Ethan," he said with innocent kindness. Sable's tears finally stopped for a moment. "Hello, Ethan. My name is Sable," she whispered, his sweetness piercing through her trauma. The warmth inside felt like distant safety. Business rival Marcus had orchestrated everything perfectly. Kidnapping Dorian Whitlock's daughter would destroy him. But Sable had escaped during transport yesterday. Now she was lost and terrified. Brennan heated soup in his small kitchen. "When did you last eat anything today?" he asked carefully, sensing her fragile state. Sable's stomach answered with a weak rumble. "2 days ago, I think," she admitted. Ethan climbed beside her with his toy. "Daddy makes the best mac and cheese," he announced proudly, making Sable smile through tears. That night, Sable called her father secretly. "Dad, I escaped, but I am safe," she whispered into her hidden phone carefully. Dorian's voice cracked with relief and desperation. "Tell me exactly where you are right now." "A kind man and his son helped me," she said, watching Brennan tuck Ethan lovingly. "They do not know who I am." Dorian's private jet was already being prepared. The next morning brought unexpected peace and hope. Sable woke feeling protected for the first time in weeks. Brennan had left coffee nearby. A note read, "Rest as long as needed." Ethan knocked softly on her bedroom door. "Sable, want to see my toy trucks?" His innocent trust melted her guarded heart. They played together on the living room floor. "My mommy went to heaven last year," Ethan said, simply while building blocks. "But Daddy says she watches over us." Sable's heart ached for this brave boy. "Your daddy is very special, and so are you, little one." Ethan hugged her tightly, his pure love healing something broken inside. By afternoon, black cars arrived outside suddenly. Dorian stepped out in expensive suits nervously. Brennan opened the door, protective instincts flaring. "Can I help you, sir?" he asked. "I'm looking for my daughter," Dorian said, his voice tight with worry. Sable appeared behind Brennan, tears streaming. "Dad," she whispered, running into his arms. The reunion filled the small living room. "I thought you lost me forever," Dorian said, holding Sable tightly against him. "These people saved my life, Dad," she said through her tears. Dorian studied Brennan with growing respect and gratitude. "You protected my daughter without knowing anything," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "How can I ever repay such kindness?" "She needed help," Brennan said simply. "That was enough reason for us." Ethan tugged Dorian's expensive coat gently. "Sable played trucks with me," he announced. Dorian knelt to Ethan's eye level carefully. "Thank you for taking care of her," he said seriously to the 5-year-old. "She needed a friend like you." Over dinner, the truth emerged slowly. Tonight, Sable was heir to Whitlock Industries completely. But sitting here, she felt safest ever. "Money never bought what I found here," she said to everyone present. "Brennan, I want to offer you something," Dorian said earnestly the next morning. "A position in my company, and housing." He gestured around the small home. "Better than this rental situation." Brennan hesitated, thinking of Ethan's future carefully. "I appreciate the offer very much, sir," he said slowly, "but I earned everything here." Dorian smiled with growing respect. "That is exactly why I need you. Your character is what my company lacks." The offer included excellent benefits. Ethan could attend better schools nearby. 2 years later, Marcus faced justice. His kidnapping plot had failed completely spectacularly. Sable had grown stronger through the experience. Her foundation helped countless homeless families. At the foundation's opening ceremony that spring, Sable spoke to gathered families emotionally. Brennan and Ethan sat in front proudly. "Sometimes strangers become our chosen family. A wise little boy once taught me," she continued, looking at Ethan lovingly, "that playing trucks can heal broken hearts." The audience laughed through happy tears. Ethan had grown into a confident 7-year-old. He still called Sable his best friend. Their bond remained unbreakable, strong, and precious. Dorian watched them with grateful amazement. "You know what I learned, Dad?" Sable said that evening as they watched Ethan play. "Real family is not about blood." Her eyes found Brennan across the room. "It's about people who open hearts, who choose to care when they could walk away." Brennan smiled, understanding completely. "Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness create the biggest families," Brennan replied, pulling Ethan close. "Love multiplies when we share it freely."